Okay, I'm up in the Naga with Gada. We're just walking into the beautiful forest. It's the middle of the week. We're so lucky we can be here on a Wednesday. And I immediately hear our pace, our trot. The air is chill, but not chilly. It's June, and up here it's still fresh, but I'm happy that I can traipse around in my hiking boots and shorts with my long, strong, muscle tan legs. The very sign of health and vitality. And I'm just wearing like a nice t-shirt and thin sweater, and on top my red hoodie. And I feel so energized even by my own colors, which are happy in the middle of the forest. I wonder what the birds think when they're spotting my red. They seem happy all around us. We're moving across the path, and Gada's there in her long silver hippie pants, the Lidl tennis shoes that are my favorite thing ever. Blue, red, yellow, and a long purple sweater. She's northern born and rarely cold. Lovely long hair cascading all around. A big grin that must look a lot like my own. We're laughing as we go in. I have my little sound recorder to my right. I'm going to leave it somewhere for a little while recording to pick up the birds. And we're hearing the crunch of our footsteps against the dirt path. All the soft like thump, thump, thump. After the gravel of the parking area disappears. Thump, thump. And we know the circuit we want to do. We want to go down, but first there's a little detour on the left that takes you out to this wooden platform lookout where you can get a little bit close to, just kind of more enmeshed with the birds, basically. So we make our way over to the plank, elevated walkway that kind of zigzags through a tiny part of the forest. And our feet hit the first plank, and now our steps turn wooden, like that. I run my hand along the wooden handrail, soft and smooth, wooden and beautiful. This is so nicely integrated into the forest environment. It makes me so happy. And I keep going, and once in a while I let my fingers brush the leaves that are so closing in onto this little walkway path. It becomes more dense as we move along, more lush, and the trees are also close together, and they actually make these little squeaking sounds as the trunks rub up against each other and sway in the wind. It is like, wait, and at first we think it's birds. But then we detect the source and we say, okay, it sounded a bit like the sound more that like parakeets make, which would be odd to find them up here. So that moment of explanation is, of course. And we're laughing, looking at all this, looking at the squeaking trees. Then we make it to the little lookout at the end of the wooden planks. And there's a couple of tourists there that are just sitting there in silence, looking out. They smile as we approach, we nod. And they seem to have about finished their own contemplation there and get up, moving back, and we all smile at each other and nod as they move away. And we basically take the spots they just left, the little bench that looks out. We sit on either side in silence, and I lean over and check with God if she's up for like a 5-minute meditation. She's like, yeah, see. So I pop out my microphone and I set it on there. I hit play, I hit record. My black stick of a mic with a puffy head that looks like the bushy tail of a giant black rabbit is hanging over. Sometimes I wonder if a hawk will like swoop down and take it, thinking that it is an actual rabbit, but let's hope that doesn't happen. If it did, it would honestly be something. But I trust that today will be fine, and put it a little bit into a corner just to be safe. With that, we sit in silence and look out into the beautiful landscape. Those white clouds where we've walked down a little bit by doing this path, and the clouds are really close to us. They're almost like lapping at our feet here. And in moments where they spread, we see the green, lush valley dipping below. And I sit up straight, cross-legged, looking out. Can't help but have a grin on my face. And I go blank. I'm completely present and inside of my body, as I now am most of the time. Only like the occasional necessary visit outside, up into my head. And I breathe and feel my breath. And instead of being inside of my own head, I'm in the body with my eyes on the colors around me, on the movements of birds jumping between branches, on the beautiful midnight blooping thorn. Could it be the one I saw earlier? He jumps from one branch to the other branch. If he is, he'll have the memory of the food that I fed him. And this relaxation, this moment here, fills me with gratitude and love. I feel so blessed to get to be here. And I start feeling the energy that's emanating from these birds, from these trees. I actually roll up the sleeves of my hoodie and the sweater below, because that energy is warmth. The sun sneaks in through the clouds at the top and hits our faces. I look to my left for a second and see Goddess sitting the same way I am, her face turned to the sun, taking it in, a huge, relaxed grin on her face. It makes me so happy to see my buddy happy, to be myself happy, to be around all this nature. I breathe out, and then I start noticing that my vision is a bit tinted. It's tinted in this swirl of energy color, this lush green and midnight blue that moves around in clouds. And that's what I see when I look out. I see the energy. I am that energy. It's inside of me and outside of me. and particularly thick in the space around me. I'm charging up with it, and now I make my own. With these breaths in, I take the spark, it begins to sparkle, and I take it into my body. And with another couple breaths, I keep moving it more deeply into my body where it can find its right place forever. And now that it's filled my torso, my pelvis, my legs, the very tips of the toes, up through my shoulders, into my column, spreading out like a web, like wings of energy. Fills my chest, my arms, and it starts moving up my neck and explodes into my head gently, like a gurgling brook. It trickles all around me, all inside of me, and this feeling is complete health, gratitude, love, and connection. I'm grounded in this nature, in this world, and with the loving people around me. I am just another animal that was made to be here, that was made for life. And taking one last deep breath and put my left hand around my right wrist. Exhale and say peace.